debate tonight here at 9 p.m. and we're going to look at what's happening in Hyderabad. Today, the results for the Greater Hyderabad Municipal Corporation elections are out, and it's a very interesting result that we've got. The way the BJP has gained in Hyderabad in the civic body polls is obviously going to shock a lot of other parties, despite the fact that it was very clear that the BJP went all in, brought in their biggest of the star campaigners, the big guns, for a municipal body election this time around. Everybody from the fiery firebrand leader Yogi Adityanath to the young fiery leader Tejasvi Surya, all the way up to JP Nadda, campaigned in Hyderabad for the civic body polls, and the results as they have come are for all to see. When you bring in all and you make it a vociferous and fight, then you can manage to break in even to the strongest of the fortresses. The TRS stronghold in Hyderabad has now been destroyed by the BJP. Look at the kind of gains that the BJP has actually got. TRS hasn't even managed to hit the majority mark. The latest numbers show they have won in 56 seats, and the gain for the BJP is tremendous. Close on the heels of the win in by-polls across the country, and the victory really, the gain really in Bihar for them. This is the other big one. Tonight we're going to talk about this and why this result is really significant. Well, if somebody had to talk about BJP's presence in Hyderabad, that was virtually nothing till a few years ago. And the past numbers, and we'll show you those numbers, will actually show you that as well. From 3 seats, even in 2016, their gains now are obviously significant. Hyderabad has been a traditional TRS bastion. Now lies completely broken through. This will also give BJP the much needed momentum that they have, the victory that they have seen in the last few rounds. Going into the next set of elections, BJP has been eyeing a stronger presence and a stronger foothold in Telangana and rest of South India, and this can be seen by many as a step closer towards achieving that. So tonight the questions that I want to ask our panelists is Hyderabad Polls BJP's launchpad to the southern India in the light of the Tamil Nadu and the Kerala polls that are lined up next? And what does this mean for KCR? What does it mean for TRS's grip in Telangana, especially in the city of Hyderabad? The saffron surge that we are seeing, where will it stop? Where will it end? And of course, the one question that we will end up asking is, did the polarizing campaign of BJP really work for them, especially in cutting down AIMIM's support base in Telangana? AIMIM, a big player when it comes to Hyderabad itself, but this result is not going to have them happy. Let's say good evening to Dr. Sarada Vupalal, senior leader of the BJP Hyderabad, joining us this evening. Dr. Bura Gaud, former MP of TRS, with us this evening. Mr. Kingshuk Nag, senior journalist. Deva Bhaktuni Paparao, senior journalist and political analyst, also with us this evening. But first, let me go across to Neerja Chaudhary, and we start with a larger national view. Neerja Chaudhary, many asked this question, that what was BJP up to when they, started their campaign, brought in the big guns, the way they treated this. But it's clearly showing in the results. Your view of the numbers we are looking at?
The BJP's tried and tested method of polarization working for them continues to work. So despite the divisive campaign and of course an aggressive campaign where they, as you say, they brought in the heavyweights right from the Home Minister to JP Nadda, the party chief, to ministers, Javadekar, Smriti Irani, it is obviously paid them dividends. And I think also one other thing that's coming through here is that the BJP seems to have now identified its opponent in chief, and the name of that opponent is Asaduddin Owaisi. And we may see that in the coming elections, both in West Bengal as well as in Telangana. Those are the two states that are definitely going to be on the BJP's radar as two states it can win. That is in 2023, Telangana. And Owaisi will be a factor in both states. So it is not only polarization working, paying them rich dividends, and that is the way things are. The Hindu-Muslim divide is now gone so deep into the psyche of large sections of our people that it's yielding them electoral dividends state after state.
And you know, when it's done so unabashedly and it yields you these kind of results, then there is really no argument to be made to say, okay, this is not a good political strategy. Mr. King Shuknag, you've been tracking these developments very closely as well. Did you see this kind of a gain for the BJP coming through?
Yes, of course I did, because BJP has decided to enter the poll scene after the Congress got decimated. After the Congress was decimated, then they wanted to make their entry. So the primary responsibility for BJP's win is on the TRS, because TRS has been in power since 2014 when the new state of Telangana was formed. And Mr. K. Chandrasekhar Rao had taken it as his right to rule over Telangana. He had his son, he had his daughter, he had his nephew. So a lot of people were very, very upset with that. And I personally know of people who went to vote because they didn't want to vote against him. They didn't vote for him. Now BJP has come in because the Congress is gone. Now the BJP, of course, used his own formula also. The proportion of Muslims in Hyderabad is 40%. There's the city was apparently named Bhagyanagar once upon a time. There's a temple of Bhagmati. So these are the things they played on, and then they won the elections. So it was a very polarizing campaign. But then polarization was helped by the fact that the MIM is present here in big numbers, and 40% of the population of this city is Muslims. Only big city in India which has got 40% Muslims. And after the Nizam left this place in 1948, there were a lot of communal troubles and a lot of people had gone to Pakistan. So the old Nizami culture remains here, and that is what the BJP capitalized on. But let me tell you that BJP's aim is not to win Hyderabad. Its aim is to win the state in 2023. And now this will serve as a lesson for the KCR government to wake up and see what is going on. Because the real battle will start now. For the next 2-3 years, there will be massive campaigning. And let's see if KCR can hold on to it or Amit Shah will ram through. Let's also not forget that in South India, the BJP have been very successful. That is because BJP is seen primarily as a North Indian party, and it has been there in Karnataka for many years for reasons which are different reasons, which I don't want to get into now. Now, out with Telangana, they will now get into other states. Let us see what happens.
Okay, in fact, let me just take our viewers through the breakup. Now, obviously, like Mr. King Shuknag was saying, AIMIM is a big party here. This is their key starting point, support base area. In Charminar zone, they have managed to get 27. They've won 42 seats. 27 of these actually came from Charminar. Out of the 36, they won 27 of them. And Khiaratabad is the other one where they got 13 seats out of the 27. BJP has won big in LB Nagar and Sikandrabad. These are the two areas where they've got 15 and 14 seats respectively. In Charminar and Khiaratabad, they've managed 6 and 8. So this second big chunk in places where AIMIM has won, the second big chunk is actually going to the BJP, albeit a much smaller number in comparison to that. TRS has still managed to keep its hold on in Kukatpalli region, where they've won 20 out of the 22 wards, and in Sikandrabad, they still managed to get 12 out of the 27 wards. That's how the numbers are stacking up. And let me just quickly bring in the BJP representative here, and Dr. Sarada, thank you so much for joining us. What is the BJP? How does the BJP view this victory? What is the message the voters are sending?
Actually, this is mainly because of TRS false promises. TRS been from the beginning, from past 7.5 years, Mr. KCR started lying, all the false promises. Now the people of Hyderabad, they're waiting for 2-bedroom houses, and the people actually were asking where are our houses and where is the internal nalas and where are the roads and where are the cleanliness and where is Mission Bhagirath? It has become Commission Bhagirath. And where is Mission Kakatiya? There now recently all the floods have come. Total outskirts of the Hyderabad is drenched, and no house is clean, and actually none of the houses are total lakes are land grabbing, and no control on the land grabbing. And now he imposed on everybody LRS, and these so many things are imposed. He's actually giving all the 1 rupee rice, the 1 rupee out of 30 rupees is paid by the central. And KCR kit, he's 50% given by the Beti Padhao, Beti Bachao. All these things are actually central government help only it is doing. People are noticing. Whatever the central government is giving, that is only happening very regularly. Otherwise, KCR, whatever he is promising for the Hyderabad development, whenever he comes to the media, he's just lying.
Yeah.
Hyderabad is going to be Singapore. Hyderabad is going to become like a Dallas, and all those things are nothing. Even the roads are very bad. Nothing. Even the poor people are waiting. Like every house, we are going to give a government job. Where are the jobs? And all the temporary contract workers, they are waiting for the permanent. And DSC is not yet announced from part 8 years. All the teachers are on strike now. For voting and vote management, and nothing is done by the teachers because all the teachers are not cooperating anymore.
Okay, let me get a response, Dr. Sarda. You've made so many points. Dr. Gaud has to be able to answer those as well. Dr. Gaud, this is an embarrassing result for TRS for sure. From 99 seats that you won in 2016 to now looking at 56. What went wrong?
There are multiple reasons. And one, this election is not fought on the issues concerning the Hyderabad growth, development, what we did, what the government of India, BJP is going to do. But basically it is now the well-oiled machinery of the BJP is very cleverly polarized the entire elections on the Bhagyanagar temple, polarization on the community levels. These are the facts. And most important, apart from all these things, the BJP Karyakartas, from the Panna Pramukh to the Prime Minister, has worked because, as you know, Telangana is the north of the south and south of the north. That is the central part of the India. So they want to gain into the south. So they thought probably because Hyderabad is a cosmopolitan city where, unlike all other South Indian metro cities, where Hindi and other languages are spoken, understood by each and everybody, irrespective of whatever the mother tongue is there. So and also earlier before the JHMC came into the thing, maybe 15 years back, 20 years back, Hyderabad was a BJP stronghold before even Jansangh also. They were able to rake up the same issues, and they were successfully polarized on the religious line, and that has worked well. Apart from I think this is the one election.
Dr. Gaud, are you genuinely saying that none of these results are reflective of the plight that the people are facing year after year? Floods have become a problem, flooding has become a problem, infrastructure has become a problem. Everybody remembers what happened just a few months ago and the way the Hyderabad infrastructure collapsed. That's the key responsibility of the corporation. We've spoken so many times of the alleged corruption that's going on and how you've been unable to really crack down on that. Is it fair to say this is simply because of polarizing them?
No, I am not telling you. This is an election which has been fought on this plan. This is the reality. And that I am not brushing aside the other issues. This issue, the flooding issue, not only the peculiar to Hyderabad. In fact, Hyderabad, if you compare to the Bangalore or Chennai floods or the Mumbai floods, we are much better position. And the recent floods is 1 in 100 years episode. That is a one factor. See, any incumbent government will be there. This is a development is a continuous process, and this is one aspect. But I appreciate the BJP. They have successfully won over the people without offering one MP to the GHMC, and I must congratulate them for a kind of the polarization they could be able to do it, and that has paid well for the dividends in this election. That is a reality.
Yes, I mean, to come to this point, from 4 seats the last time, of course, it has to be a combination of factors. Mr. Papara, let me ask you this question. What is the biggest contributing factor? The losing control and a loss of faith in TRS, or the fact that there is really a problem with this, corporation issues and the civic infrastructure in the city of Hyderabad? That's why people have sent a message for change. Or is the bigger reason the kind of polarization that we've seen in the city this time?
Yeah, all of them are there because it is not only GHMC, the TRS has lost. Recently, it has lost a by-poll in Dubaka. It has lost it to BJP. So, BJP is on the gain. It is gaining more foothold in Telangana. And basically because BJP has, since the beginning, is more stronger in Telangana than Andhra Pradesh. And Hyderabad in particular is an adda of the BJP cadres, and the BJP is very strong here. It has won a number of times the MP seats from Hyderabad, the constituency. So it has a lot of strength in Hyderabad, and overall Telangana too. You must have observed that there's a lot of leftist movement here. And automatically what happens, the polarization happens in the other way too, not only religious. When there is strong left, there will be a strong right too. That is what has happened. Always there is a strong rightist stream also in this Telangana area. Basically because today, there are many things that have led to the failure of the TRS in this election. One thing I want to say is that TRS is very successful as far as its welfare schemes are concerned. But it has promised a sky to the people, and it has delivered very little. There's a lot of welfare schemes, and in fact, the Raitu Bandhu scheme was modeled by the central government in its PM Kisan. So many schemes are there for the welfare of the poor and the pensioners and all, for the farmers too. That way they are successful, but they have many failures as far as the urban areas are concerned. Leave alone Dubaka and the failure there. There are other reasons too there. But when it comes to GHMC, lot of unemployment, like in any other city in this country, and throughout the world for that matter, lot of unemployment. And TRS has promised unemployment benefit to the unemployed, but it has not given that. It has not given that. It has promised in its manifesto in 2018 that it will provide unemployment benefits to the people who are unemployed, youngsters who are unemployed, but it has not delivered on that. Lot of unemployed people, and there is so much, low. Hello, please. There is very less.
Okay, fair enough point. Interesting, but you raise not just for Hyderabad, but how TRS, is maybe failing in several other parts as well. Let me just bring in Bandaru Shrikant, TPCC Secretary also of the state, joining us this evening. Mr. Bandaru Shrikant, is the Congress party now pretty much wiped out? Not even in the local polls, the civic body polls, to the state polls, are you able to make your mark?
I can, madam. Actually, I welcome all who is in the discussion now. But I'm really disagree with all the discussion what has happened, first and mostly. And I welcome the anchor, which is you, ma'am. Firstly, the election which has happened only on the basis of caste, Hindu and Muslim, which BJP has focused, which is very pity. According to me, the elections, the GHMC elections which has happened, which has happened only on the basis of caste, Hindu and Muslim, where BJP has focused. And I pity KCR, I pity KTR, which they have fairly failed on their part. If you look at a few days back, LB Stadium, where KCR said he will get more than 100 and above seats, which drastically up to 56 seats. And if you look at 48 seats where BJP has come forward, this elections is purely has conducted only on the Hindu Muslim, not fairly. Elections has been conducted according to me.
Are you saying the people got carried away by the polarizing agenda and not with the work or the lack of work that they have seen in the city by the existing corporation?
Exactly, yes.
Not really.
Elections
Not
has
really.
been conducted. Elections has been conducted purely.
Okay, let me get a
Hinduism,
response from Dr.
purely-
Sarada on that.
Let me complete,
Let me get a
madam.
response from
Purely
Dr. Sarada.
on
Dr. Sarada, how do you defend
feminism.
this? No, I got your point. How do you defend this, Dr. Sarda, when the comments that are being made are like want to free Hyderabad from the Nizam culture?
I'm sorry to interrupt
And
you,
another
madam.
leader of
Let
yours
me
saying,
interrupt you,
people
madam.
ask me,
Let me interrupt you.
people
Let
ask
me
me if
interrupt you,
Hyderabad
madam.
can be renamed Bhagyanagar. I tell them why not. Don't interrupt me, please. Let me finish my point. These are the comments that were made. I am adding to the point that you've just made. Mr. Bhandaru Shrikant, I'm sorry you don't know how debates on Mirror Now work, but we don't interrupt each other and we don't have to yell here. I took the point that you made. You claim is because of polarization. I am quoting some of the comments that were made during the campaign for this election season. Allow me to finish my point, please. Amit Shah, the Home Minister of our country, senior BJP leader, said, want to free Hyderabad from Nizam culture. Yogi Adityanath, UP Chief Minister, a fiery leader of the BJP, said, people ask me if Hyderabad can be renamed Bhagyanagar. I tell them why not. Asaduddin Owaisi said only Donald Trump is left to campaign. A comment made on the kind of people BJP brought in to campaign. So yes, let me get the BJP to respond to that, Dr. Sarda.
Yeah.
It can't be denied that you did try to polarize. You did make these comments which are obviously meant to target a certain vote bank.
We were talking about Bharat Mata Ki Jai, because we are all staying in Bharat Desham. So we wanted to put even the Bharat culture. We are asking all the people to say Bharat Mata Ki Jai, where the people are staying.
How do you
in
put
India,
the Bharat culture in a civic
Bharat
corporation?
culture. So we are only asking the people, see our tradition. Please carry on our traditions.
No,
and
explain
carry on
to me.
our culture.
How do you put
It is
Bharat
not that-
culture and Bharat Mata Ki Jai in municipal corporation workings?
It is not. It is not that we are not asking you have to vote for only Hindus and you should not vote for Muslims and all this. We never said any of our Bandi Sanjay ji or any of our Kishan ji or any of our leaders did mention any time like we like Hindu Muslim differentiation or anything. Just we are only asking for our culture. You just have to take care of our culture, our dharmic and our things, but we never we all respect to all our other cultures. We never actually discriminate other cultures. We never talk about other cultures. It is only thing is we are only talking about our culture, and India should be united. We never ask them to be separate, and we never ask them to be Hindu, Muslim.
Then what do you mean? Then what do you mean when you say we want to free Hyderabad of Nizam culture? How is that respectful to the Nizam culture or other cultures?
That is because of the Hindus. Wherever the Hindus should not actually threaten, wherever the area of MIM areas, when we go to put a nomination form, their families are really troubled, and their children are kidnapped, and the girls are totally ashamed, and all those things are happened. That's why we were talking about all those things. Otherwise, we won't even in all the 44 seats in the Muslim areas, all the MRM areas, they were threatened us like anything. All the BJP people, they were threatened. They were not letting us to put even the nomination papers. All the BJP leaders who ever wanted to contest from MIM areas, they didn't let us go inside to give the nomination papers. We wanted to, like, how can we talk about all those things?
So that's a political point. Are you making a political point or a social point, law and order point?
So we went to Bhagyalakshmi temples.
Okay, let me get in a response. I want to go across to Mr. Kingshuk Nag. Mr. Kingshuk Nag, can it be denied that a large percentage was polarizing, but is BJP the only one to blame for that then?
The politics of the city is like that. MIM is a Muslim party. It obviously goes for Muslim symbols. The presence of the MIM made the BJP actually come here. And BJP, of course, tried its old tactics and it suited them well, and this will go on. As I said, that 40% of the population of Hyderabad is Muslim. So this agenda will work here, they'll try to work here. But whether it will work, we don't know, but they will try to. Now somebody is asking me that after this, these parties are going to fight in West Bengal. Will they succeed? I tell them that the problem with BJP is that they have got an all India policy. So whatever they try to fit the policies of Hyderabad, if you try to fit in Calcutta, it will not work. So that is the point I'm trying to make. So you can't, you have to have different legs to fill in different shoes. But now if you try to do the Ram temple campaign in West Bengal, how will it succeed? Because Ram is not even a god there. So now if in Hyderabad you try a strategy which succeeds in Delhi and North India, is not likely to succeed in Hyderabad. But however, the fact remains that the Muslims are here a large community, and once upon a time, a large proportion of Muslims also went to Pakistan. And the problem was faced by the Nehru government. It solved it in a different way by merging Hyderabad state with Andhra Pradesh. So it became a larger part, and part of Hyderabad state was actually delinked and sent to Maharashtra and Karnataka. So the dominance of Muslims were reduced. So it remained there like it till 2010 or 11, and then Telangana state was created, and the old forces started operating once again. So what was done very carefully was not dismantled. What was crafted by Jawaharlal Nehru was dismantled by Sonia Gandhi, and now here we are in trouble. And Sonia Gandhi's own Congress party also disappeared. And if I may say 1-2 lines more, the Congress, this was the strongest stronghold of the Congress party, and after the emergency, when the Congress was decimated in North India, and it won 150 seats possibly, it was due to Andhra Pradesh and southern states. And even Mrs. Gandhi won from Medak, which is just 2 steps away from Hyderabad. But now this is a new old story. Nobody will believe that once upon a time.
I agree with you, and I think Congress's performance, even in the last state elections, was pretty clear as to what, and no effort since then, I believe, has been made by the party, not even in Telangana or anywhere else, to really come back. I want to go across to Neeja Chaudhary, but before I do that, I think Mr. Paparao wanted to make a point. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, please let me say that what Mr. Kingshuk told is right. Basically, because there is MIM here, it is an easy foothold for BJP. It is not only here. If you have seen Bihar, there is a lot of complaint raised against the MIM that is playing into the hands of the BJP. They are together, the sort of, they are the two sides of the same coin, that is the complaint. And if you see in Bengal, one of the senior leaders of MIM has resigned and joined Mamata Banerjee, saying that MIM is compromising with BJP. And I cannot go with them because it is trying to promote BJP. So this sort of attitude, if you see in Hyderabad, I don't want to say Hyderabad is highly developed under KCR, but a lot of industry has come into Hyderabad. If you if you do the fact check, you will find that a lot of industry has come up over the last 5-6 years. Per capita income also has improved. I don't want to say that it is all a perfect heaven. There are many problems here. Roads are not valid, other things are there. There are many good things that are happening here. And when the entire country's real estate is down, Hyderabad is better compared to many other metro cities. So these things are there here, but they were overlapped. They were covered up by the things by the emotions that was raised, passions that were raised by BJP and MIM together. They played a word game on each other, and it has entirely diverted the people of Hyderabad. It is a definite thing I want to say that people of Hyderabad were totally hijacked with the agenda of this passion and other things. And the reality is that it is not so bad under KCR and KTR. It is not so bad. It is bad. I don't deny. And if you see in Hyderabad, there are many developments that are taking place here. There are bus stops. What you want in a GHMC election, municipal election, there are many bus stops have come up. Many what you call toilets and other things have come up on the roads. They're continuously trying to improve the civic amenities. Only roads, I agree. Roads are not so well. They're not so well, but they definitely. I hope they will try to do something at least now, because it is a lesson for TRS. If they neglect the basic things, some of the basic things, they will have a serious lesson. And other thing is that KTR, as an individual, he is trying to bring about the industry, but he's not so in tune with the public mood. Basically, because he looks like a man from the elite. The TV programs he does, and the press meets he does, and the business people he meets, all these whatever he is showing on the whatever is being shown on the media, it looks like that KTR is for the elite. That is that is a sort of miscommunication that he is giving to the people. That is the one basic reason. If you see the press meets before DHMC election also, there are a lot of press meets with the business people in the top 5-star hotels like things. And they are televised in the TVs. And that carries a wrong message to the common man in the street. This is not funny.
No, but you make a valid point there. In fact, I just want to read out the comment that we just a short while ago got from Mr. K.T. Ramarao as well, who said that I thank people of Hyderabad who chose TRS as the single largest party to represent them in council. But obviously, they're also very aware of what these results mean, which is why KTR has gone on to say, result is certainly not what we expected. We are short of 20 to 25 seats. We lost about 10 to 12 divisions with extremely narrow margin. Dr. Gard, there has to be some amount of introspection and fixing of things from here on to say, okay, this just can't be because somebody else, campaigned better than us. There is a message that people are sending to us as well.
Yes, certainly. We don't deny that. It is a good thing that it does not happen during the assembly election. We have got an adequate time. The party, the high command, the party president, and all of us need to do why we could not relate to the people, which we have done much more than in any other city, and what are the lacunas, what are the organized structure which the BJP is well versed, and entire country they are going with an organized structure with a micro planning, and that kind of even each page of the election booth, they have got one member who goes to each house of the people to explain about the Narendra Modi ji and try to market to the each house. That kind of a micro planning, we are just depending by we have done so much, so people will automatically will vote. And I think we need to introspect, and definitely our high command will introspect and take remedial measures so that the TRS party will not lose the ground to any other party. But I can tell you only one important factor for the rise of the BJP.
You raised a very interesting point. Yes, go ahead, please.
The other factor is wherever the Congress is losing the ground, TRS is taking the BJP is taking the Congress vote bank. Let it be Bihar, let it be West Bengal, or let it be. And important, interesting factor is wherever there is a regional party versus Congress in any particular state, the TRS, the BJP is taking over the Congress whole lot and stock. That's what is happening, and that is one of the factor. I don't say that is the only factor. That is one of the factor also, because there is no other opposition. People want to, whenever they want a good opposition, because people are very clever. They would not let any power to feel that they are a monopoly. So they choose, because the Congress, which was once a stronghold in the Telugu states, it is almost getting dissolved. So the BJP is able to gain a much foothold. But same thing is not happening in Andhra Pradesh because there are two regional parties. One is YSRCP, other is Telugu Desam. So because there is no scope. Same thing in Tamil Nadu, you see, there is a DMK, there is IIDMK. So they are not able to get a space into that. But Kerala, they are able to get a space because there is a UDA alliance and CPM alliance and also Congress alliance. Since Congress alliance is going into crumbles, courtesy to Rahul Gandhi and the company, and they are sure about gaining a foothold in this. So these mathematics are working well. So there is
Okay,
their
that's an
agenda,
interesting
the
point you've
Congress
raised. Let me
must
take it across to
Bharat.
Neerja Chaudhary as well. Neerja Chaudhary, because, from a larger perspective, would that be one takeaway, that wherever Congress is completely vanished and, non-existent is where BJP is gaining ground? And also, how do we look at this in a larger sense? Many are saying, why are we giving so much importance to these results and this victory for the BJP?
Number one, BJP was testing the waters here. This aggressive campaign calling Owaisi Jinnah, polarizing campaign, heavyweights in, and their strategy has worked. Now, there are many seats in Bengal, several, I wouldn't say many, several which have up to 35 to 40% Muslim concentration. So for the impact and the ramifications of the Hyderabad municipal victory is huge for West Bengal, where elections are due next year, and of course for 2023. But as far as the Congress is concerned, the Congress lost out to the Telangana Rashtra Samithi. It lost out in the recent election. And today, the TRS is losing its support to the BJP. It's happening that way. Congress was not a factor in the last elections at all. And yes, as far as the implications for Congress are concerned, it is increasingly becoming inconsequential. I mean, imagine it was United Andhra Pradesh that gave Congress the victory in the Lok Sabha elections in 2004 when nobody expected it. That brought them to power, and they stayed in power for 10 years. It was the Congress party that was responsible for the creation of the state of Telangana. And you would have thought people of Telangana will reward the Congress in some way. That's not happened, and that's because of the weak organization. Virtually the Congress is giving up. And therefore, regional parties are taking their space, and where the regional parties are not coming up to scratch, the BJP is now moving in. And certainly Hyderabad is the gateway to the south of India. It's going to eye Andhra, it's going to eye Telangana, it's going to eye Tamil Nadu. Who it goes with in Tamil Nadu in terms of an ally, whether it will cut any ice, it's anyway in power in Karnataka. It will try and spread its footprints also in Kerala. Actually, I think the BJP is now really looking at one-party dominance in India. And because the opposition is so weak, the opposition has no counter-narrative to this polarization, the politics of polarization, which ultimately is the card that the BJP can play. And this card seems to be trumping even economic distress. And of course, civic issues, we all know, have not mattered in this Hyderabad election. From all accounts, how much KCR did or did not do was, I don't think, much of a factor. It's other things that prevailed. So I think it has larger implications. The opposition, with or without the Congress, will have to see how they get their act together, whether they fight unitedly in the coming elections, they support each other. Hyderabad today has a very big message for the opposition in the country.
Yes, and I think that's how one needs to look at it. The fact that BJP is fast becoming the only national party. They may have some regional opponents in specific parts, but clearly a combined opposition is also not able to provide a good, strong counter narrative and the point that Dr. Gaur was making, actually, I just want to highlight that extremely organized, precise campaign, election planning, strategizing, micro level organizational setup that the BJP has created under its current leadership is providing it extremely difficult for all other parties to take them on in such a manner. Imagine, here is the BJP, that the minute they finished Bihar elections and the by-poll victory, they quickly swung into action. They had a plan ready for what they wanted to do for the municipal polls in Hyderabad. They've already begun their plans and campaigns for Bengal, for Tamil Nadu. Amit Shah has already visited Tamil Nadu, sealed the alliance there. This polarization experiment, this testing the waters with what has happened in Hyderabad, will also perhaps be reflective in some way in the kind of campaign they do, especially in states like Assam, in West Bengal. They are completely occupied with winning the next election. Are their rival parties really doing that? Are they even planning for 6 months ahead of what has to be done? That becomes a big question in the next set of elections. But big thank you to all of the panelists who joined us on this conversation. KCR and his party TRS may have ended up becoming still being the single largest party, even though they're well short of the majority, still the single largest party in the Hyderabad Civic Corporation elections. But it is the BJP truly that has won these polls, rising from 4 seats to 48 this time around.